So today we are starting this next part of biomolecules. This is enzymes. And what are the topics we are going to study as per the syllabus? These are the enzymes with their general properties. After general properties, nomenclature and classification of enzymes according to the type of reactions. The type of reaction in which they participate, on that basis classification. Then cofactors, these are prosthetic groups, coenzymes and metal ions. Then factors affecting enzyme activity. And what are the factors we are going to study? These are temperature, pH, substrate concentration, and at last we will study the competitive inhibitors. So here I want to tell you that mechanism of working of enzyme and some other points are eliminated this year from the syllabus. So this you have to see. Okay. Now, what are enzymes? So enzymes, they are a group of catalysts functioning in a biological system. As you have studied in the chemistry already, that catalyst, what are the catalysts? Means these are some chemical substances or the chemicals which enhance the rate of reaction either directly or indirectly. So these enzymes, they are also working as the catalyst, functioning as the catalyst in the biological system, means the cell. So in the living organism, what is the part of the biological system? This is the cell. You know, in the cell various metabolic reactions takes place, and in this metabolic reactions, which are the biochemical reactions, these enzymes, they are working as the catalyst. They are responsible for the initiation of the reaction as well as for the continuity of the reaction too. And it happens that in the absence of enzymes, that biochemical reactions cannot take place. Now, these enzymes are usually proteinaceous substance produced by the living cell without themselves getting affected. So what are these enzymes? Enzymes usually they are made up of proteins. Some exceptions are there, but usually they are made up of proteins, and they are produced by living cells only. Like in digestive system, you have studied, there are many enzymes which are produced by the our digestive system, and the digestive glands are there, like salivary gland, pancreas, and these intestinal layer, they all secrete certain enzymes which help in the digestion of the food. So they are produced by the living cells without themselves getting affected. So these cells, those who produce these enzymes, they are not being affected by this enzymatic activity. Enzymes enhance the rate of reaction and are formed in the cell under the instructions of gene. So next to this you have to understand, as already I said you, they enhance the rate of reaction. Rate of reaction को बढ़ाते हैं, and they are formed in the cell under the instruction of genes. So there are particular genes which are responsible for the synthesis of these enzymes in the cell. So they are under the control of genes. Then enzymology is the branch of science that deals with the study of enzymes in all the aspects like nomenclature, reaction and functions. So this is a branch of science which deals with the study of the various aspects of the enzymes. Enzymes occur in colloidal state and are often produced in inactive form, and they are known as the proenzymes. So students, here when the enzymes are secreted, they are produced in inactive form. ये secrete होते से ही active form में नहीं होते हैं. Often they are inactive. So that one point we have studied कि ये जो है उन पार्ट्स को अफेक्ट नहीं करते हैं जहां से ये सिक्रीट होते हैं. सो दिस इज द रीजन, बिकॉज दे आर सिक्रीटेड इन इनएक्टिव फॉर्म, एंड इनएक्टिव फॉर्म ऑफ द एंजाइम इज नोन एज द प्रोएंजाइम, like zymogens are there. Now, which are converted to their active form by specific factors like pH and substrate. So some enzymes which are secreted in their inactive form, they are proenzyme and they are being activated in the presence of certain pH. कोई particular pH होगी तब वो activate होंगे. Like you have studied the digestion process in the human being, like in the stomach, that acidic secretion is there. So that acidic pH is required for the activity of the enzymes which are involving in the process of digestion. But as it goes to the intestine, तो intestine में pH increase हो जाता है, alkaline हो जाता है. क्यों? वो alkaline pH जो है वो रिस्पॉन्सिबल होता है एंजाइमेटिक एक्टिविटी के लिए, जो कि इंटेस्टाइन के अंदर होती है. तो ये प्रो एंजाइम जो है वो इनएक्टिव फॉर्म है एंजाइम की, और ये एक्टिव कब होते हैं? सुटेबल पीएच और सबस्ट्रेट की प्रेजेंस में. The enzymes that are produced within a cell for metabolic activities, they are known as the endoenzymes. So जो enzymes सेल के अंदर प्रोड्यूस होते हैं मेटाबॉलिक एक्टिविटीज के लिए, they are endoenzymes, and those which act away from the site of synthesis are known as the exoenzymes. So many enzymes are the digestive enzyme are exoenzymes because they are secreted somewhere else, means the synthesis is somewhere else and their working is at other place. So they are exoenzymes. So this is on the basis of their synthesis or production. These are the two enzymes, endoenzymes and exoenzymes. That is the categories of the enzymes. So these are certain definitions related with the enzyme. Now we will come to the general properties of enzyme and factors affecting their activity. So what are enzymes? They accelerate the reaction but do not initiate it. So students, remember, while explanation you note down the key points. Okay, so these are the points shown in the slide. They are the key points. So enzymes accelerate the reaction, you know, they are responsible to increase the rate of reaction but do not initiate it. Initiate नहीं करेंगे लेकिन rate of reaction को increase करेंगे, accelerate करेंगे. Enzymes themselves do not participate in the reaction and remain unchanged at the end of reaction. Yes, they are not participating in the reaction, being unchanged at the end of reaction. जैसे ही रिएक्शन पूरी हो जाती है तब वापस से अपनी फॉर्म में ये आ जाते हैं enzymes. Enzymes are therefore needed in a small amount, and their small amount is being effective to accelerate the particular reaction. The molecules of an enzyme is larger than that of substrate molecule. Hence, during reaction, a specific part of enzyme molecule come in contact with substrate molecule. तो जो एंजाइम का मॉलिक्यूल होता है उसका साइज बड़ा होता है देन द सबस्ट्रेट. नाउ व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ सबस्ट्रेट? सबस्ट्रेट मीन्स द substance on which this enzyme they are working, means helping to break down it. Okay, so that is the substrate molecule. So size of the enzyme is being larger than the substrate molecule. So during the reaction, a specific part of enzyme molecule comes in the contact with the substrate molecule. और जो पार्ट एंजाइम का सबस्ट्रेट मॉलिक्यूल के कांटेक्ट में आता है वह जो है एक्टिव साइट होता है एंजाइम की. सो दैट पार्ट इज नोन एज द एक्टिव साइट ऑफ द एंजाइम which is actually responsible for the working. That is why this is active site of enzyme. Then amphoteric nature. Amphoteric means chemically most of the enzymes are proteins and therefore show amphoteric nature. Proteins हैं इसलिए amphoteric nature show करते हैं. Why? You know, in proteins I have explained you that the proteins are made up of amino acids, and amino acids they have one amino group and other group is the carboxylic group. So this amino group and the carboxylic group, they are acid as well as base. Okay, means amino group which is being acidic and carboxylic group which is being basic. तो एक एसिडिक और एक बेसिक ग्रुप दोनों प्रेजेंट होता है प्रोटीन्स में, इसलिए वो एम्फोटेरिक नेचर शो करते हैं एंजाइम्स. सो द एंजाइम्स दे कैन रिएक्ट विद एसिडिक सब्सटेंसेस एज वेल एज द alkaline substances. So we'll say that the enzymes they show amphoteric nature. They are reacting with the acidic substance as well as with the alkaline substance. Understood, children? Now next we will come to the specificity. Specificity means they are being specific in their action. Means a single enzyme acts upon a single substrate or a group of closely related substrate. Okay, means it does not happen कि जो लिपिड को डाइजेस्ट करने वाला एंजाइम है वो कार्बोहाइड्रेट को भी डाइजेस्ट कर देगा और that protein को भी डाइजेस्ट कर देगा. No, it does not happen. So a single enzyme acts upon a single substrate only or a group of closely related. Like कार्बोहाइड्रेट को डाइजेस्ट करने के लिए जो ग्रुप ऑफ एंजाइम है वो कार्बोहाइड्रेट को ही डाइजेस्ट करेगा. That is the specificity. For example, the enzyme urease can act upon urea there, and invertase can act upon the sucrose only. So उस particular substrate के लिए ही वो enzyme work करता है. And a slight change in the configuration of the substrate molecule requires action by a different enzyme. तो थोड़ा सा भी अगर कॉन्फ़िगरेशन चेंज होता है सबस्ट्रेट मॉलिक्यूल का, देन it requires action by a different enzyme. So this is specificity. Now next we will see the colloidal nature. All enzymes are colloidal in nature, thus provide large surface area for reaction to take place. Like you have studied the types of that solutions in chemistry. So one of the type of solution is the colloids are there. So these enzymes are colloidal in nature, so providing large surface area for the reaction. And colloids means they are gel-like mixtures of two components, that is dispersed particles and dispersion medium. So what are the colloids? ये gel like substances होते हैं. They are made up of the two components, the dispersed particle and the dispersion medium. And the size of the dispersed particle is larger than the dispersion medium. तो इन molecules की जो है size बड़ी होती है, and that is why they provide large surface area for the reaction. Now next we are going to study enzyme optima. Enzyme optima is what? Enzymes generally work best under certain narrowly defined conditions referred to as optima. तो जब भी एंजाइम अपनी एक्टिविटी शो करते हैं तो उनके लिए पर्टिकुलर कंडीशंस चाहिए फॉर देयर बेस्ट वर्किंग. अंडरस्टैंड हियर, फॉर द बेस्ट वर्किंग और बेस्ट एक्टिविटी ऑफ द एंजाइम certain defined conditions are there, and they are very narrow, means a particular temperature, particular pH. So this is referred as the optima. And this enzyme optima, they include appropriate temperature and pH. You know, like our body temperature is there 37 degrees Celsius. So enzymes in our body, they are working at the same temperature, 37 degree temperature. If suppose the body temperature rises or goes down, in that case enzymatic activity cannot take place, because at a high temperature denaturation takes place in the protein. You know that the proteins, they undergo denaturation when we heat them. Particular pH is also necessary for these biochemical reactions. So this is the enzyme optima. Okay, the working of the enzyme under narrowly defined conditions. Then we will come to the temperature sensitivity. Yes, children, temperature sensitivity is most important point here, because we are going to study about the impact of temperature on enzyme with the help of that graph in the coming class also. So temperature sensitivity, since the enzymes are protein, they are affected by change in temperature. With increase in temperature, increase in enzyme activity takes place. तो ये एंजाइम की जो एक्टिविटी है वो टेम्परेचर से अफेक्ट होती है. चेंज इन टेम्परेचर, जैसे जैसे टेम्परेचर बढ़ेगा वैसे ही एंजाइमेटिक एक्टिविटी भी इंक्रीज होती है, बट अप टू 40 डिग्री सेल्सियस. However, when temperature increases above 60 degrees Celsius, the proteins undergo denaturation or even complete breakdown. So, हाई टेम्परेचर पर डिनेचुरेशन हो जाएगा प्रोटीन का. डिनेचुरेशन का मतलब उसका पूरा स्ट्रक्चर जो है वो चेंज हो जाएगा, और जब स्ट्रक्चर चेंज हो जाएगा तो दीज एंजाइम्स कैन नॉट वर्क देयर. And when the temperature is reduced to freezing point or below freezing point, the enzymes become इनएक्टिवेटेड बट दे आर नॉट डिस्ट्रॉयड. हाई टेम्परेचर पर तो डिस्ट्रॉय हो जाते हैं डिनेचुरेशन के कारण, बट लो टेम्परेचर पर वो इनएक्टिवेट हो जाते हैं, डिस्ट्रॉय नहीं होते. ये डिफरेंस आएगा हाई और लो टेम्परेचर में. एंड द रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन इज मोर एट द ऑप्टिमम टेम्परेचर. Next, we will see the pH sensitivity. So, most of the enzymes are specific to the pH and remain active within particular range of pH. Means they are very specific to pH. और हर एंजाइम की एक्टिविटी के लिए उसकी एक पर्टिकुलर pH होता है, उसी पर एंजाइम एक्टिव होता है. The strong acid or strong base denatures enzymes. तो बहुत ज्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग एसिडिक एनवायरनमेंट है या स्ट्रॉन्ग बेसिक और अल्कलाइन एनवायरनमेंट है, इट डिनेचर्स द एंजाइम्स, मतलब वो उसको डिस्ट्रॉय कर देता है, डिनेचुरेशन कर देता है. मोस्ट ऑफ द इंट्रासेल्युलर एंजाइम्स फंक्शन बेस्ट अराउंड न्यूट्रल पीएच. सो pH near by 7 or little one more or one less pH than the neutral pH, enzymes are working at their best. So this is about the pH sensitivity. Now next impact we will see the concentration of enzyme and substrate. Now substrate, as I said you, substrate is the substance on which the enzymes work. So the rate of reaction is proportionate to concentration of the reacting molecule. Means जो reacting molecule की जो concentration है उस पर डिपेंड करता है एंजाइम का रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन. इफ द सबस्ट्रेट कंसंट्रेशन इज इंक्रीज्ड, द रेट ऑफ एंजाइमेटिक एक्टिविटी आल्सो इंक्रीज. आर यू गेटिंग इट? जब सबस्ट्रेट का कंसंट्रेशन हम इंक्रीज कर देंगे, सपोज ग्लूकोज को डाइजेस्ट कर रहा है एंजाइम, सो अमाउंट ऑफ ग्लूकोज अगर इंक्रीज होगा तो एंजाइम की जो एक्टिविटी है, जो रेट ऑफ एंजाइम एक्शन है, वो भी इंक्रीज होगा. बट अगेन यहाँ पे एक और प्रॉब्लम होती है, दिस इज अप टू अ सर्टेन लिमिट. Okay, means there is a limitation for the enzyme activity. Okay, beyond a certain concentration, the enzyme molecules remain saturated with the substrate molecules and the activity becomes steady. Means क्योंकि enzyme molecules पूरी तरीके से saturate हो जाएंगे substrate के साथ, then फर्दर ये जो एक्टिविटी है वो स्टडी मीन्स कांस्टेंट हो जाएगी. फिर हम कितना भी सबस्ट्रेट ऐड करें, एंजाइम एक्शन नहीं इंक्रीज होगा. द रेट ऑफ एंजाइम एक्शन विल नॉट इंक्रीज. सो दैट इज व्हाई देयर इज अ लिमिटेशन इन दिस फॉर द कंसंट्रेशन ऑफ एंजाइम एंड सबस्ट्रेट. देन वी विल कम टू द एंजाइम इनहिबिटर्स. इनहिबिटर्स मीन्स something which prevents, inhibits. So enzyme inhibitors are certain products which inhibit enzyme activity. Means certain products are there, they stop the enzyme activity. During the reaction, if the active site of enzyme is occupied by these inhibitors instead of substrate molecule, and the activity of enzyme is lost. So what happens? As I said you children that there is active site present on the enzyme by which they attach with the substrate molecule. So if suppose this active site is occupied by inhibitors, so inhibitors ये कुछ products हैं, कुछ chemical हैं, अगर ये inhibitors इस active site के साथ bind हो जाते हैं substrate की जगह पर, तो जो enzyme की activity है वो खत्म हो जाती है. That I said you already कि enzyme जो है they work, they show specificity in their activity. तो स्पेसिफिक सबस्ट्रेट के लिए ही काम करते. तो अगर उन्हें वो स्पेसिफिक सबस्ट्रेट अवेलेबल नहीं है, इंस्टेड ऑफ दैट एनी अदर मॉलिक्यूल इज अवेलेबल, तो दैट विल वर्क एज द इनहिबिटर. सो एक्टिविटी ऑफ द एंजाइम विल बी लॉस्ट. एंड दीज सब्सटेंसेस लाइक substrate molecules in their structure and are known as the competitive inhibitors. तो अब substances का nature भी अलग अलग होता है. जो इनिबिटर्स होते हैं उनका नेचर अलग अलग होता है. अब कई जगह क्या होता है कि जो इनिबिटर्स हैं वो सिमिलैरिटी शो करते हैं सबस्ट्रेट मॉलिक्यूल के साथ इन देयर स्ट्रक्चर. सो दे आर कॉम्पिटिटिव इनिबिटर्स, मींस दे कॉम्पीट विद द सबस्ट्रेट मॉलिक्यूल क्योंकि उनमें सिमिलैरिटीज है. ओके, स्ट्रक्चरल सिमिलैरिटी के कारण क्या होता है, वो इजीली एक्टिव साइट पर अटैच हो जाते हैं, और जब एक्टिव साइट पर अटैच हो जाते हैं तो सबस्ट्रेट मॉलिक्यूल जो है वो बाइंड नहीं हो पाते एक्टिव साइट पर. सो दिस टाइप ऑफ दैट इनहिबिटर्स आर नोन एज द competitive inhibitor. So understood, children? These definitions are very important and the points are also very important. Kindly note down the key point. Now, next we will come to the nomenclature of enzymes, means the naming system. So scientifically, these enzymes are named. So let me see how this naming is done. So in most cases, enzyme names end in AAC. This is actually placed at the end of the word. So the common name for a hydrolase enzyme is derived from the substrate. So this AAC is added at the end of the substrate. So you know what is substrate? The substance on which the enzyme is working. So substrate के लास्ट में हम AAC ऐड कर देते हैं. Okay, so like suppose urea. So urea is a substrate and the enzyme working on it. How can we write here? So we will remove A here and replace it with the AAC. So the enzyme will be urease. So this urease enzyme is working on the urea. Suppose lactose. So in lactose, we will remove OAC and replace with AAC. The enzyme will become lactase. So lactase is the enzyme working or being active on the lactose. So understood, children? This is the type of that enzyme and their substrate. So one question I will ask from you. Yes, Maria, are you there? Reply me that if suppose the substrate is sucrose, then
Yes.
what will be the name of the enzyme? If the substrate is
Sucrase.
sucrose, yes. So tell me the name of enzyme.
Sucrase.
Correct. Very good. So understood, children?
Sucrase.
Sucrase. Enzyme will be sucrase. So these are some examples. Now, other that enzymes are named for the substrate and the reaction catalyzed. Now next naming is done on the basis of the reaction they catalyze. For example, here along with substrate and the reaction they catalyze. So substrate is suppose here the lactate and the reaction is dehydrogenation. So the enzyme will be dehydrogenase. We are adding AAC. So dehydrogenation is the reaction and lactate is the substrate. So name of the enzyme will be lactate dehydrogenase. Okay. Pyruvate decarboxylase. Pyruvate is the substrate and the reaction is taking place which is known as the decarboxylation. So यहाँ पर pyruvate का decarboxylation हो रहा है. So we are writing the name of the substrate and adding AAC to that reactivity. So it will be decarboxylase. Understood? Fine. Now some names are historical, no direct relationship to the substrate or reaction type. So these enzymes are like catalase enzyme, pepsin, chymotrypsin, trypsin. So some they do not have as such relation like of substrate and the reaction. So this is the naming of the enzymes. Some other examples also I'll show you here, that to add suffix to the name already I explained you. Suppose the substrate is urea, then enzyme urease, arginine, then the arginase, tyrosine means the tyrosinase. Old the traditional names trilene, pepsin, renin, trypsin. To add suffix lytic to denote splitting. For example, proteolytic. Proteo means protein. Lytic means to split, to break down the protein. So these enzymes will be proteolytic, lipolytic. Then named by the group that catalyze similar chemical reaction, like dehydrogenases means responsible for dehydrogenation. Oxidases responsible for oxidation. Okay, proteinases, lipases. So they are catalyzing the similar chemical reaction. Name from the species of the origin. For example, pepin, it came from papaya. Then the ficin is there from ficus. So these are certain that ways through which the naming of enzyme is done. Now, we are going to study the classification of the enzyme on the basis of the reactions catalyzed by them. This is in your syllabus, okay? So, these are the classes or the group of the enzyme, and these are the reactions which are catalyzed by them, and these are the examples. So, I'll explain you here that one group of enzyme which is known as oxidoreductase. सो ऑक्सीडोरिडक्टेजेस ये जो ग्रुप है इसमें आप ये देखो कि ऑक्सीडेशन प्लस रिडक्शन दोनों हो रहा है. मीन्स द रिएक्शन दे आर कैटेलाइजिंग ट्रांसफर ऑफ ऑक्सीजन और हाइड्रोजन एटम्स और इलेक्ट्रॉन्स फ्रॉम वन सबस्ट्रेट टू अनदर. Examples: dehydrogenase, oxidases, they all come under the oxidoreductases. Then the transferases. Clear from the name, transferases means transfer of a specific group from one substrate to another. Example: transaminase. मतलब यहाँ पर किसका हो रहा है? Transaminase means the amino group. Hydrolases, hydrolysis of a substrate. For example, digestive enzyme. They are working as the hydrolases. Isomerases, change of the molecular form of the substrate. Okay, so molecular form is changed. Chemical formula will remain same, but the molecular form of the substance will be changed. So they are isomerases. Examples: phosphohexoisomerase. Then lysases, non-hydrolytic removal or addition of a group to a substrate. So this is non-hydrolytic removal. Maybe the addition of a group to a substrate. For example, decarboxylase, aldolases. Aldolases means adding this aldehyde group. Decarboxylases, that is the removal of the carboxyl group. Ligases, joining of two molecules by formation of new bond. So here ligases means addition. किसी चीज को add करना, join करना. For example, citric acid synthetase. Okay. So molecules, they are synthesizing the citric acid. So citric acid synthetase enzyme. So these are the examples of the enzymes on the basis of the reactions which is catalyzed by them. Now we will come to the structure of the enzyme, and in the structure of enzyme we have the complex. What is enzyme? The complex or holo enzyme we will call it, made up of protein part and non-protein part. तो अगर complex enzymes है, then it is known as the holo enzyme, which is made up of protein part and non-protein part. अगर enzyme simple है, then only protein is present in it. तो केवल अगर प्रोटीन प्रेजेंट है, देन दिस इज द सिंपल टाइप ऑफ एंजाइम्स. और कॉम्प्लेक्स टाइप ऑफ एंजाइम कौन से होंगे? दे आर नोन एज द होलो एंजाइम. दे हैव प्रोटीन एंड नॉन प्रोटीन पार्ट बोथ. अब नॉन प्रोटीन पार्ट is known as the cofactor, okay, and protein part is known as the apoenzyme. So these are the definitions, you please pay attention: holo enzyme, apoenzyme. Now further, cofactors are of two types: prosthetic group and the coenzyme. तो ये जो नॉन प्रोटीन पार्ट हैं एंजाइम्स के साथ अटैच होते हैं, दे आर कोफैक्टर्स. कोफैक्टर्स टू टाइप्स के होंगे: prosthetic and coenzyme. Prosthetic usually small inorganic molecule or atom like iron, copper, and usually they are tightly bound to the apoenzyme. Apoenzyme के साथ tightly bound होते हैं ये prosthetic group. So they are the inorganic molecule or atom, and coenzyme, they are the large organic molecules loosely bound to the apoenzyme. ये large organic molecules होते हैं, they may be the some vitamins and some other molecules, and they loosely bound to the apoenzyme. So let me see how, like as already I said you, some enzymes require cofactors to be active, okay, and cofactors are non-protein component, maybe organic molecules like coenzymes, and inorganic molecules like inorganic ions, calcium and zinc. Copper many are there, we can write here. So here this is the prosthetic group and this is the main enzyme, okay. So enzyme plus prosthetic group here. And what is the prosthetic group here? For example, here the flavoprotein is the enzyme and prosthetic group is FAD. cofactors may be permanently attached, in which case they are known as the prosthetic group. अगर ये permanently attached है तो ये prosthetic group होंगे. This is the example I showed you. और temporarily attached है, then they are known as the coenzyme. Here you see this is the coenzyme. So temporarily attached का मतलब क्या होता है? They detach after a reaction and may participate with another enzyme in other reactions. So ये coenzyme permanently attach नहीं होते हैं, और जैसे ही reaction खत्म होती है ये enzyme से detach हो जाते हैं and they will work with other time or other enzymes. So ये सारे enzymes cofactors हैं.